Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit Lions fans. Let's get to the news now. Lions fans, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be a game changer in this NFC North race. Rumors are swirling around that the Detroit Lions are making a serious push to bolster their offensive line. And one name that's getting a lot of attention is Tristan Wirfs from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, I know it sounds almost too good to be true, but the league whispers that Detroit is eyeing this all-pro tackle as a key piece to take their offense to a new level. And trust me, this isn't just idle chatter. It's coming from sources close to the league, including insiders like Adam Schefter, who are saying that the Lions are exploring the possibility of bringing Wirfs to Detroit. At first glance, this makes all the sense in the world. The Lions are sitting pretty at 7-3 and have around $15 million in cap space, which is enough to make a splash. Meanwhile, the Buccaneers, sitting at 6-3 with an $18 million cap space, are in a bit of a rebuild mode. Tampa's defense has been leaking a lot of sacks, about 25 so far this season, and the offense, led by Baker Mayfield, has struggled at times, especially with the offensive line allowing way too much pressure. The Bucs, facing the prospect of a rebuild, are reportedly willing to part ways with Wirfs in exchange for a second-round pick in 2026. That's a bold move, but it makes sense for Tampa. They're looking to free up cap space, especially with Mayfield's upcoming extension that could hit $190 million, and focus on rebuilding their secondary, which has been giving up 26 points per game. For the Lions, bringing Wirfs aboard would be nothing short of a game-changer. He's a dominant force at right tackle, known for his footwork, strength, and consistency. With him protecting Jared Goff's blind side, Detroit's offensive line would become one of the best in the league. No exaggeration. Currently, the Lions' protection has been a little shaky, especially with Taylor Decker missing 3 games due to a shoulder injury and Mahogany missing 2 with a concussion. Adding a player of Wirfs' caliber would stabilize that unit and open up the running game even more, which is already one of the best in the NFL thanks to David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. Speaking of Montgomery, the impact of Wirfs on the Lions' rushing attack could be massive. When you look at what he's done in Tampa, his footwork and run-blocking skills have led to explosive runs, boosting yards after contact and helping teams sustain drives. If Wirfs joins Detroit, projections show that the Lions could see an increase of around 450 rushing yards over the rest of the season, pushing their ground game from roughly 140 yards per game to over 180. That's a huge boost, especially when you're trying to control the clock and keep your defense fresh. Plus, with Wirfs protecting Goff, the quarterback would have more time in the pocket, which would translate into more downfield opportunities and higher completion percentages. Now, let's talk about the big picture here. If this deal happens, it could have a ripple effect across the NFC North and the league at large. The Lions would be establishing a dominant front that could not only improve their offense, but also make them a more formidable team in the playoffs. Imagine a Lions team with a solid offensive line, capable of neutralizing pass rushes like those of the Vikings or Packers, and elevating their overall offensive efficiency. The statistical projections are telling. An increase in third-down conversion rates from around 42% to nearly 58%, which is a huge difference in sustaining drives and scoring more points. That's exactly what Detroit needs if they want to push for their first Super Bowl in decades. And speaking of Super Bowl aspirations, the odds would shift dramatically. Currently, the Lions are at plus 1,500 to win it all, but if they land Wirfs, those odds could plummet to plus 550 or even better. That's a massive upgrade in the betting world, and it shows how much a single player can impact a team's championship window. Historically, trades for tackles like Andrew Thomas or Thomas from the Giants have elevated those teams' rushing yards significantly, sometimes adding over 200 yards per game on the ground. It's a proven formula. Bolster your trenches and the rest of the offense follows. Of course, nothing is without risks. The Lions will have to part with a valuable draft pick, and Tampa's front office might be hesitant to move such a key player unless the deal makes perfect sense. but Detroit's front office has shown in recent years that they're not afraid to make bold moves, especially when it comes to building a roster capable of competing deep into January. The coaching staff already knows how crucial protecting Goff is, especially with his tendency to extend plays and find options downfield. Adding Wirfs would give Goff even more confidence, knowing he has an elite tackle protecting him in critical moments. And let's not forget the long-term view here. If the Lions can get Wirfs now, they're not just making a playoff push, they're setting up a potential dynasty. A dominant offensive line has always been the foundation of Super Bowl winning teams. Think about the Buccaneers' 2023 season. They've been one of the league's best because of their offensive line, which has allowed Baker Mayfield to operate comfortably and opened lanes for their running backs. That's exactly what the Lions are aiming for, an unstoppable ground-and-pound attack combined with a confident, protected passing game. The storyline is compelling. A move like this could turn the Lions from contenders into serious Super Bowl favorites. It's about more than just one player. It's about creating a culture of dominance up front. If they succeed, it could inspire the entire NFC North to step up their game, knowing that Detroit is no longer just a playoff team but a legitimate threat to win it all. And for the fans, it's an exciting time. We've waited so long for this kind of roster upgrade, and the idea of seeing Jared Goff backed by an elite offensive line in Ford Field, making playoff runs and possibly lifting the Lombardi Trophy, is what dreams are made of. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So what does this mean for us, the Lions faithful? It's about hope. It's about believing that the front office is serious about building a team that can compete for the ultimate prize. The addition of Wirfs could be the catalyst that pushes Detroit over the top, setting a new standard in the NFC North and beyond. We're talking about a team that could finally shake off the years of mediocrity and start a new era of sustained success, where the Super Bowl isn't just a distant dream but an achievable goal. As fans, we've seen our team improve year after year, and this move could be the next big step. Jared Goff is playing some of the best football of his career, and with an elite tackle protecting him, he becomes even more dangerous. The running game would be unstoppable, and the defense, which has been decent but could use some help, would get a breather knowing they're not facing relentless pressure every game. It's all about complementing what we already have and pushing the Lions to new heights. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Detroit Lions. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news. Whether it's breaking trades, injury updates, or game analyses, I'll be here to keep you in the loop. Let's keep the Lions' spirit alive and roaring because this season could be one for the history books.